Now that it's 2020, there are plenty of great truly wireless earbuds to choose from, whether you're an iPhone user or an Android user. The AirPods 2, Galaxy Buds Plus, and Jabra Elite 75Ts are all sensible options to choose from. But if you're looking into getting a pair of premium ANC truly wireless earbuds, then the most popular options that come to mind are the AirPods Pro, Sony WF-1000XM3s, and the new kids on the block, Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2. Now, like I've said in the past, I think that paying upwards of $200 for any pair of truly wireless earbuds is a lot. So if you're looking for a pair of cheaper wireless earbuds, then the ones that I mentioned earlier are all great options to choose from. But with that being said, the Sony WF-1000XM3s retail for $230, and they're actually the oldest earbuds here by comparison. But they only came out in the summer of 2019, so they aren't that old. Next up are the AirPods Pro, which retail for $250, and then there's the Momentum 2s, which retail for $300. Obviously, making them the most expensive earbuds here by quite a good amount. But nonetheless, if you want to pick any of these earbuds up, they'll be linked down below. Now, first off, we're going to address each of these carrying cases, because whenever you're looking at a pair of truly wireless earbuds, then the size of the carrying case is a pretty big deal in my opinion. By far, the AirPods Pro have the smallest carrying case here, and Apple clearly knew that having the smallest carrying case possible is very important for wireless earbuds, even when they first came out with the original AirPods. Then there's the Momentum 2's carrying case, which is noticeably larger than the AirPods Pro's carrying case, but I think that they're definitely still manageable. And also, the Momentum 2's carrying case feels the most premium here, thanks to their fabric body. But then there's Sony's carrying case, which is the largest one here by a lot. Even though Sony's carrying case is thinner than the Momentum 2's carrying case, since it has so much surface area, this carrying case is very noticeable whenever you've got it in your pocket. Now, when it comes to battery life, technically the Sonys are the winners here because they have a combined battery life of 32 hours if you use them with their ANC turned off. And personally, I only use the ANC on my earbuds when I have to. Whereas the Sennheisers have a combined battery life of 28 hours and the AirPods Pro have a combined battery life of 24 hours. But personally, I would rather sacrifice a little bit of battery life if it means I get a smaller and more manageable case, because I just think this is way too big by today's standards. But I also gotta point out that the AirPods Pro are the only earbuds here that have wireless charging, which is pretty ironic because the AirPods Pro have the smallest carrying case here by a lot. Now, like I've said in the past, I don't really care for wireless charging on my earbuds, and I actually forgot my AirPods Pro had wireless charging up until I was working on this review. And like I've said in the past, I don't think wireless charging on earbuds really matters unless you've got a phone that supports power sharing. But with all that being said, I do think the AirPods Pro have the best carrying case here because it's the smallest one here. You got a 24-hour battery life out of them, and they also have wireless charging if you need it. Then the Momentum 2s come in second because their carrying case is still manageable, it feels very premium, and you're getting a 28-hour battery life out of them. And then there are the Sonys, which I think come in dead last, because this carrying case is just way too big, and it also feels the cheapest here. But now, let's talk about fit, because even though all three of these earbuds are in-ear earbuds, they all fit very differently. Now, the Momentum 2s fit like your standard in-ear earbuds, just like how the Jabra Elite 75T and Galaxy Buds Plus fit. If you get the correct size ear tip, they create a really good seal, they don't fall out, and they're also fairly comfortable to wear. Then there's the AirPods Pro, which are also in-ear earbuds, but they don't go in as deep as the Momentum 2s. AirPods Pro rest at the edge of your ear canal. I think the AirPods Pro are the most comfortable in-ear earbuds I've ever worn, but I have noticed that I frequently have to readjust them because they might slip out a little bit and not make as good of a seal, but they don't fall out. But then there are the Sonys, which I personally think are the least comfortable earbuds here. Now, the reason why I think these earbuds are so uncomfortable is because they go in super deep into your ear canal. These earbuds go in significantly deeper into your ear canal than the Momentum 2s do. Now, yeah, they do create the best seal here, but I find that these earbuds get itchy very quickly, and they also just don't feel natural. So when it comes to comfort, again, it goes AirPods Pro, Momentum 2, and in last are the Sonys. Now, when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, all of these earbuds have stable connections and they're all perfectly fine for watching movies or videos on your phone, because they all have zero latency, which is always good. But I do gotta point out that the Momentum 2s are still using a hero and sidekick setup, meaning that one earbud, in this case the right earbud, establishes a connection with your phone, and then relays that signal over to the left earbud. Which means if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you gotta use the correct earbud, in this case the right earbud. Whereas the earbuds on both the AirPods Pro and Sony's each establish a connection with your phone. Meaning that if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you can use either one, it doesn't matter. But also keep in mind the AirPods Pro have that H1 chip, meaning that you can easily hot swap between any of your Apple devices, which is great for any power user that's heavily invested in Apple's ecosystem. Whereas both the Sennheisers and Sonys can only be connected to one device at a time. So hot swapping between any two devices isn't as seamless. But also keep in mind the AirPods Pro work best with an iPhone specifically because they have always listening Siri support, which I personally really love because you can just be like, hey Siri, call so-and-so, and boom, it's done. Now, yeah, with both the Momentum 2s and Sonys, you can tap on their touchpad and activate your voice assistant, but I just think being able to verbally activate your voice assistant is just better. And it also really does come in handy if you've got your hands full. So up until this point, I think we've given the AirPods Pro a lot of praise here. They have the smallest carrying case here, they're the only earbuds here with wireless charging, they're subjectively the most comfortable earbuds here, you can hot swap between Apple devices, and they have always listening Siri support. Without a doubt, the AirPods Pro are the most convenient truly wireless earbuds here, and I love using them. But they definitely aren't the best sounding earbuds here. Now granted, AirPods Pro sound way better than the AirPods 2, mainly because they have a brighter sound signature, but they still pale in comparison to both the Momentum 2s and Sony's, mainly because all you really hear on the AirPods Pro are the mids. Whereas both the Sonys and Momentum 2s have significantly better instrument separation, detail, and they both have a way better bass response. But when it comes to choosing between the Sonys and Momentum 2s when it comes to sound quality, I gotta go with the Momentum 2s here. The Momentum 2s just sound more open than the Sonys, and the bass on the Momentum 2s hits harder and it resonates deeper than the bass on the Sonys. But the thing the Sonys do have going for them is that they have a fully customizable EQ, so you can tune them and make them sound however you like. But still, I find that no matter how much you play around with their EQ, I think the Momentum 2s still sound the best here. So, the lineup here when it comes to sound quality goes Momentum 2s, followed by the Sonys, and then AirPods Pro are pretty far behind. Now, when it comes to active noise cancellation, I think things get very interesting here. Now, just to taper expectations, none of these earbuds are going to block out more noise than a proper pair of over-ear ANC headphones, but they're still usable. Now, with all that being said, I actually think the Sonys have the worst performing active noise cancellation here, which might come to a surprise to a lot of people because the Sony WF-1000XM3 headphones have had the best performing ANC for a while now. But I've noticed that with the Sony WF-1000XM3s, they mainly only block out low frequency sounds, but everything else still manages to get in. Whereas both the AirPods Pro and Momentum 2s do a much better job of not only blocking out low frequency sounds, but they also suppress mid and higher frequency sounds. But ultimately, I do think the Momentum 2s block out a little more noise than the AirPods Pro. But that could be because the Momentum 2s go a little deeper into your ear canal, thus creating a better seal for passive noise isolation. But like I mentioned earlier, I only use the active noise cancellation on my earbuds when I have to. What really matters to me on a pair of truly wireless earbuds is the quality of their ambient mode. And long story short, I do think the AirPods Pro have the best ambient mode here. Now, all three of these earbuds have natural sounding ambient modes, which is good. But what sets the AirPods Pro apart is that they rarely ever pick up any wind noise. You can be outside in a windy day and get caught in a gust, and the AirPods Pro might not even pick up any wind noise. And if they do, it's going to be very minimal. Whereas both the Sony's and Momentum 2s both do a good job of rejecting wind noise in general, but they still pick up wind noise in situations where the AirPods Pro just don't. But just to be clear, none of these earbuds pick up an excessive amount of wind noise, and they don't sound over-amplified like the Galaxy Buds Plus do. And finally, this now leads us to the microphone test. And sadly, the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2 have the worst sounding microphone here. Specifically, it just sounds very shallow. Whereas the Sonys do sound a little clearer, but they do have a little bit of an echo. But nonetheless, I do think the microphone on these earbuds is definitely still usable. But simply put, the AirPods Pro have the best sounding microphone here for phone calls. And this is another thing that Apple got right the first time, because even their original AirPods sound great for phone calls. But with all that being said, here are my thoughts for when it comes to choosing between these three earbuds. If you're looking for the most convenient pair of earbuds here, then the AirPods Pro are clearly the way to go here. Their carrying case is tiny, they have a 24-hour battery life, they have wireless charging, they're comfortable to wear, they have always listening Siri if you're going to pair them with an iPhone, they have the best performing ambient mode here, and they also have very good active noise cancellation, and they also have the best sounding microphone here for phone calls. I really think that AirPods Pro are the best earbuds here for passively consuming content and just for day-to-day life. But if sound quality is your top priority, then you hands down gotta go with the Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2. No questions asked. These earbuds truly sound amazing, and I really think they're a good alternative for a pair of over-ear headphones. And I also think they block out a little more noise than the AirPods Pro, and their ambient mode is still decent. But finally, let's address the Sony WF-1000XM3s. Whether you're an iPhone user or Android user, I don't think that you should pick them up because I think they've really fallen behind all of the current competition. I think Sony's huge carrying case just doesn't fly by today's standards because the Jabra Elite 75T's case is tiny and they still have a 28-hour battery life. They aren't all that comfortable to wear, and they don't really block out all that much noise when compared to the AirPods Pro and Momentum 2. I think Sony is really going to have to go back to the drawing board with their WF-1000XM4s. So ultimately, I think this all boils down to if you want maximum convenience, you go with the AirPods Pro, and if you want maximum sound, you go with the Momentum 2. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.